Alrighty. Welcome to the Saturday night stream, the last stream of the week before the next week rolls by. I'm your host of Heartflower39. Today I'll be streaming Inzoi, the game that I've been, somewhat playing on my off time. I've been playing other games as well. First Berserker Kazan, for example, is probably my most prominent one so far. But yeah, so Inzoi, a game that is out and about and people are talking about it. I've been looking forward to it for a variety of reasons, among which is just because I want a game that's like The Sims, but not The Sims, because I played The Sims, and god damn it, I'm fucking depressed now just thinking about The Sims. So as you can probably imagine, I want a game that's like The Sims, but closer to Sims 3, and an evolution of Sims 3. So yeah, that's where things stand currently, and it's very interesting to say the least. I continued playing on my off time a little bit, but not that much. So I figured, may as well capitalize on it a bit now. This is probably gonna be my second and probably last stream until the next update. Who knows? All right, but yeah. Alright, let's start a new game. Something that is just going to be shown off once, so that way I could kick off at least. Oh, we're already off to the races! Alright, let's see here. Do I want to make a new preset, or do I want to roll with whatever this guy's got? You know what? Let's roll with whatever this guy's got. Let's see. Just gonna recreate the character I was playing before anyway. Alright. Let's see here. Already this guy's looking a lot healthier compared to my previous character. Let me see, I wanna... Yeah, let's just... For now, let's just play around with what we have on hand. So this is going to be a somewhat new character, somewhat new being the key word, as he's going to be, I guess, the 2.0 version of what characters I got. So yeah, just going to go with that. Let's go for a nice maroon shade right here. There we go. And voila, we're already done halfway through. It's not like this character's any more complex than usual. Let me take a look at the other skin tones. Let's see what we got. Any of them? No. Yeah, this is fine, I think, for now. Facial characteristics. Face paint and scars. Ooh. Let's go with scar. Something that's... I'm trying to think. It's either the head, the nicks on the eyebrow here, or this look here, in which that's like the most stereotypical fucking bad guy look ever, and I want that right now, actually. Or we can just go with this. I don't want to do bandage. It's too obvious, you know? I want something subtle, like... Again, this is kind of sort of like stereotypical K-drama bad guy. But still, it fits. Or you just go with a normal eye scar. Let's go with normal eye scar. No, it's the face profile. That's what it is for me. Anyway, let's do some basic alterations, I guess. So, what's been going on my off time? The answer is, not much. Like, literally, not much has really changed since yesterday. I I guess lately I've taken an interest in this musical, sort of. It's called Epic the Musical. It's based off Greek Odyssey, or the Odysseus' Odyssey and the such. And so it's pretty interesting to listen to some of the music on that. And it's pretty interesting, I'd say, the music for it. And there's not much I can really say, to be honest. It's just Greek myth. The Greek myth Odyssey with music instead this time, you know? It's like, what can you do of that, you know? Alright. Alright, but yeah, there's not much I could really talk about in terms of musical, because I'm not a big musical guy. I'll say this, I've been watching some of the animatics that were made with some of the songs on it. And a lot of it's pretty nice, you know? I think that's really the only thing, well, not the only thing, because the actual music for Epic the Musical is pretty cool too. But I think that's like one of the few things that really hold me over, just like how multiple people just kind of sort of... Yeah, just kind of sort of how like multiple people sort of, you know, interpreted the source material as, well, the source material of Odysseus' myth, as well as what the musical offered up as well. So that's pretty interesting, I'd say. I think universally, a lot of people followed the myth pretty well, from what broad strokes I do know. For example, you know, Odysseus' story, I think it's like begins with him on Calypso's island. He's rescued by Athena, and you know, the whole story is kind of sort of like one big fat flashback of like a bunch of people kind of sort of like secondhand recounting his story. He's like, oh, after the sacking of Troy, you know, we all went our separate ways and the like. And you know, I heard Odysseus was on the Isle of shit, what was the first island he was on? Damn it, I'm really trying to fucking remember. But yeah, no, it's just like you got like a bunch of people like remembering like where he was last at from their, you know, side of the world and like. And so that's pretty... It's pretty much as typical as you get, I guess. Yeah, let's go with no scar. Let's see. He looks too... Maybe it's just because of the fact that he's young adult right now. I want someone that looks like more rough, if I'm being honest. Give me a sec. I guess that works. And then again, I just want like a slight upturn. I guess that works. Apologies, give me a sec. I'm trying to like figure out. I'm trying to get. This is me trying to actually get the grasp as to like how this game's functions work a bit more in depth. Because again, the short time I managed to play around, both last time on stream and otherwise, was kind of sort of just like me fumbling about. This is now me trying to like actually explore some of these things and like how I can make, not like anything crazy, but at least try subtle changes to how this character looks. I guess that kind of works. I don't know. What do you guys... I mean, it kind of works for me, but at the same time, I do want to... Yeah, I guess that's a fine look. I don't know, it's kind of like really weird. Let me see if there's any like better skin tones. Let me see. No, not that one. Maybe this one. Man, I think I found, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of like baby-faced skin, you know? That's what I'm thinking right now. I want something that with like a bit more ruggedness attached to it, you know? Something kind of like this. Where it's got like a more subtle, like, shadow effect going on. I don't know. Let me see. And then again, I don't know, it's... I mean, kind of works. You know, let's just rock out with this for now. The thing is, I just want to add, like, slight... Let me see. Butt chin. Let's see, what's this? Skin glow. Could have just easily called this skin grease. How about that? Yeah. I guess we'll just continue with this eye cut thing. Alright, yeah. I think that's fine for now. Alright, now we get to dick around with the male anatomy. Let's see here. Got body hair. So we got like all sorts of bodies. Let's see, what's the most... That's in... Let me see, what variants do we got for some of these? We got varying levels of... Look, I want equal part body mass and muscle, so... Let's do 50-50 if I can maintain that. Probably not, but still. Let me see. Buff chest. I mean, guess that works. I don't want to make a guy that's, I don't know. Let me see. Oh, come on, you can't have a guy that's like jacked without having some sort of an ass. Come on. What's the point of working out if you can't have an ass to brag about? This applies to both men and women. Come on. Come on now. I don't care if that sounds gay, it's true. Let me see, is this... no. I got a Ken doll situation going on. That cod piece is really doing a lot of work. Alright. Let me double check and see... yeah. Let's see. Pretty decent, I guess. The thing is, I don't want to like have like a Kenshi situation where my character is like over designed somewhat. So that's kind of sort of like, I could see this being kind of sort of the same issue with Inzoi, where over designing the body can probably have a lot of detrimental effects. So, alright. Alright. Alright, remove all outfits. Remove all my clothes, so that way we can start from scratch. That's right, I do it for men too, not just the ladies, because we're gonna be doing that again in like probably in the next 20 minutes or so, because the next entire thing's just gonna be rocking out with me trying to figure this stuff out. Let's see, homeware, event wear, jumpsuit. Damn it, I wanted an actual jumpsuit. What is this shit? Alright. Start simple, I guess. What pants do we got? Got these, run grit pants. Alright, sure. Well, this character to... I want this to kind of sort of be a contrast to the character I was running with prior. So this is me trying to sort of correct a little bit of that. Let's see, what do we got for sneakers? Anything decent? Yeah, I guess that works. Why not? And for colors, let's just go with a solid one instead. Let's not overcomplicate this a bit on that front. Alright, yeah. I mean, it's... No, that's... Wait, is this... Hold on. Oh, this is under now. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, yeah, this one's the one, because it's under those pants. Alright. I think, let me see, how does this... Yeah, no, this shirt with these pants just do not work. So is there anything more... No, that's too, zesty looking. Not that there's anything wrong with that! But still, my character is, you know, not that exactly. Let's see. Guess, with these pants... At this point, I might have to ditch these pants. Again, pretty zesty looking. Damn, what does a guy gotta do just for some form-fitting pants and shirt, actually? Now, let me try pants. Is anything I could do for it? Damn it, all I got are cropped pants or jorts. You know, this isn't gonna work. Yeah, this is really not gonna work. Alright. What a shame. What can you do? Alright, let's see here. Anything else we got? Or is this just all we got? Just literal fucking tight pants. The most compressed stuff you could get your hands on. You know, let's just go with the sweatshirt. I don't see what's wrong with that. It's always been my intended path anyway. All roads lead to me wearing a sweatshirt in the end. Well, not me, but my character. Alright. Alright, we're just gonna go off what I had the last time. Yep. See here. Attracted to ladies. Yes, that's about right. Let's see here. What type of character is this guy? Last time I chose collaborator, which isn't incorrect, but at the same time I do want to try and... I do want to have this guy kind of sort of be like neutral. Alright. Either that or maybe we go for like leader quality. I don't know. I don't like the fact that when it comes to like leader and authoritarian, it's just like likes discussing business. It's like, really? That's the only thing they fucking like to do? It's like, oh, I like to talk about business. Of course. When I think leader, I think a guy fucking... Yeah, when I think a leader, I think a guy that's like a CEO or some shit. Not like a guy who just like takes charge of a situation, you know, spearheads and leads people into stuff, you know? God forbid. I really don't like this part. Everything else, you know, it's pretty, you know, alright. But outside of that, it's just kind of like, I think that's probably why I chose Collaborator. Tranquility and the like. Could go for Sentinel. But then again, that's just a feeling of worry. Then again, Mediator is kind of interesting. It's kind of, sort of, like what I'm thinking of. And then again, it says Indecision. Frequently feels annoyed. Honest and bold. Yeah, let's go with this. Why not? Let's go with leader. Because why not? And what is my character's whole deal? Well, his whole deal is... Let's see. Life of Wisdom, I think. Respectability is kind of negligible, because whatever, you know? But Wisdom, now that's a lifetime worth of... Let me see, what is the other stuff? Let's see, Scholar and Explorer. Wise and logical. Yeah, let's go with this actually then. Life of Wisdom as a Scholar. Alright. Right now it's just a matter of just figuring out his attire and outfits, but, you know, whatever. See, just have him wear all black for his formal wear. So maybe we could ditch the... No, the jacket brings it all together. Never mind. Alrighty. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Schoolwear? Sure, that's fine, I guess. Sleepwear! Ah, my favorite part of this. Just have him wear shorts and a shirt, that's it. I would choose something more simpler and probably closer to what I would wear. Which is just literally a pair of sweats and a t-shirt. But I don't know what would even classify in this game as a pair of sweats anyway. Other than, you know, probably a few guys in Call of Duty or something, I don't know. This is kind of close, but even then that's kind of like... Yeah. The only issue is I don't have a shirt that matches. And so you got like this really haphazard look, somewhat. There we go, that's probably what I... Yeah, that works, I guess. No socks, but let's put on some slippers. There we go. Perfect! Party outfit. Is there anything more generic I could go with? There we go. perfectly generic. Just got like the most atypical dude ever. Alright, sportswear. Let's see. Tank, some top. There we go. Different pair of shoes, just to make it more quote-unquote diverse. I don't know, I feel like my character's face is just too baby-faced. Maybe it's just me and I'm just fucking looking at it all weird and alike. Alright, anyway, this is fine though, I think. Let's go with these shoes instead. I think this is much better. Alright, I'm gonna save this guy, so that way I don't lose him. So this is the first draft I came up with. Look at him, he's a lot more paler and hostile looking, that's for sure. Let's see here. And this is the second version. He looks a lot more... He looks like he's got a bit of a rough edge to him, but he's nice looking, so to speak. He looks like he's much more friendly compared to the first one. Before. After. Before. After. I'd say it's like actual night and day to some extent. This is probably more closer to what I originally envisioned for this type of character. Well, not in the sense that he looks like my fucking cousin. Actually, let me see if I could find, Again, it's mostly the skin that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. I want to go for a character that's like, not like, well, someone that's kind of like rough looking, but still pretty young, I guess. This one kind of works. The only problem is like, I don't know, it's like something around like certain things that are throwing me off. Maybe it's the way the skin is textured, I don't know. And this one's just like not as flush as I like it to be, and this one is... It's got all the qualifiers, but I think it's like... I don't know, maybe... God, no matter how I fucking cut it, he looks like my cousin. Or me. Or my uncle. Or my dad, now I'm thinking about it. I can't escape it, no matter what. He's gonna look like someone I know somehow. In either case, again, compared to what I had initially, which was like this depressed looking guy. This guy who looks like fucking depressed as shit, just like, God has forsaken us. God has forsaken us. This world is dreary, and now I must bring light to it. To now. It's like, oh man, it's fucking hot out right now, isn't it? Jeez. Oh man, I wonder what I'm gonna eat today. I am the light in a shining. I am the light in a sea of dark, and I'll bring justice to it. Man, I can't wait to go home. Wonder what's on TV right now. That man in the alley. I know him. He will die by my hands. Oh, hey, is that Frank down the road? Hey, Frank! Oh my god, it's like fucking night and day with this look. Oh, it's so stupid, I love it. Alright, the only caveat I want is like just the sweatshirt to be like tucked in or something. But outside of that, it's all great, I think. Let me look at the... I don't want to, never mind. I don't want to look at the presets right now, actually. Oh my god, he actually looks like a realistic version of my Sims 4 character. Which is actually what I'm going for, so, whatever. Alright, so I'm gonna add another character. Is there any way I could... I want to, like, randomize. Just so that way I just want to, like, randomize the way this Inzoi is. I do want this one to be female, because... alright, I might have to go with presets. Yeah, I might have to go with presets for this one, because I'm not getting anything remotely close to the person I'm thinking of. Yeah, alright. I mean, this one's pretty close, actually, but not the way I'm thinking. I already have someone who's already close enough to that one. Let's give it, like, 2 to 3 more goes. This one's actually, maybe. Alright, yeah, this one is workable, I guess. Alrighty, let's see. I guess real quick, compared to other presets, what am I working with? Alright. It's just the exact same preset. Actually, what's this one? No, this one's like too refined to be. Jeez, just have Ajima now. Yeah, maybe actually. But no. Alright. We got something to work with at least, though. Let's see here. Alright, yeah. Let's go with that for now, I guess. God, that's unfortunate. Alright. I'm not gonna touch the... I'm not gonna touch the clothes just yet. There'll be plenty of time for that later. Let's do full removal. Not bad so far. Well, none of it's been bad actually, but still. Purview of what we have on hand and whom we have on hand. Alright, I guess now it's just to actually... Ooh. Alright. Alright, any marks there are on this character, let's just... full remove, just so that way we're working with flat 0, effectively. Alright, so no makeup, no nothing, so this can't exactly affect my opinion directly. Now we're just working with full facial profile. Alright, let's do this. This is gonna be a lot more harder than I expected. For the guy, it was a lot easier for some reason for me. The ladies, now it's just somehow hard. We went from being easygoing to just all of a sudden like the most intense shit ever. Okay. Alright, I think that's... Alright, I think that's pretty good. I don't know. I'm trying to like really... Okay, yeah, I think that's... I mean, it's getting there. It's actually getting closer than I imagined. Let's do some alterations with the color of the eyes. No, I want to go for like... I want to go for like a particular like shade of purple or violet if I can help it. I guess that'll have to do. You know, look, can we ditch the hair? We just got that chick from fucking Naughty Dog's newest game. No, but this actually does give me a better purview of what we're working with here. So let me see. I mean, it's not turning out bad, I don't think. It's actually panning out pretty decent. Okay. I don't know, it's kind of weird right now where things are. I don't know. Let me try. Could work. Let me try. Let me do something else real quick. I do want to like, let me see if I could round this out a bit. Maybe not in that way. Not in the way I'm thinking, at least. Okay. No matter how I cut it, the bald head is now throwing me off now. Let's put a hair back on, shall we? Because I'm being distracted right now. Just the fact that the character kind of looks like fucking Jordan, what's her name, from the Naughty Dog game. Let's see, long. Thing is, when I imagine this character, I kind of imagine this with this type of hairstyle. The only issue is like with a bit more to the side. I don't know, maybe like hairs like down here. But I think at this point it's just a matter of actually applying makeup now. And then again, let me try a few more. See. mean, okay. Okay, yeah, I think... Let me do some... Alright, sorry. Yeah, alright, I think this is... I'm just now overthinking a few things right now. Alright, we'll just go with this skin texture. Let's see. Let's try... Quick, let me... Okay, this might work with this... This might work with this one, actually. Alright. Alright, alright. Alright, now let's just apply any, like, blemishes, textures, what have you. Alrighty. Yay! Alrighty. Any highlighter? I don't think for a character like this, I don't think highlighter would really... Highlighter on that scale would do much. I have no idea how eyeliner works, so... Look at that lipstick. Oh, I'm tempted to go with this one. Let's go with this for now. See how I feel afterwards. Alright, well. Yeah, like I said, this is gonna be what it's gonna be like for the next few minutes. Let's see here. Alright, now it's just trying to like actually manage the sizes of some of these. Yeah, this is the real only caveat right now with the body, the body slide. It's like I could do all these I could do all these points and such, right? But apparently I can't do. Yes, apparently I can't do tits, hips, or waist that much. Which is something actually The Sims lets me do more freely, funnily enough. And that game's T-rated. Well, actually no, that game also had like a more cartoonish aesthetic as well, so I was able to get away with a lot more stuff. Here, though, I think I know what the issue is for me, at the very least. It's just the fact that this fucking underwear is dog shit. Don't get me wrong, it serves a purpose of, covering up a person's, extremities. However, I would also like to extend the fact that I cannot fucking differentiate whether or not if a fucking person's proportions are correct. If, at the very least, the majority of their stuff is obscured by clothes. And right now, I'm thinking to myself, is that me or is that the bra that's throwing me off? Alright, let's see, what do we got? Yeah. What the fuck is this shit crafting? I can't create a well-endowed lady? I have no textures I could use for this right now. If I'm being honest, this is fine. The only thing I have an issue with right now is just the fact that the polygons on it are visible. Now I'm thinking about it, that actually applies to some of the other outfits as well, and that's because the character, again, is much more well endowed than the game probably expects, so. Yeah, alright, look, whatever is not gonna cause me too much of a headache and give me an aneurysm and trying to figure out whether or not the shadows of this game are working the way they are, I'm just gonna go with something that's just gonna be whatever, Oh my god, what is this? Earrings, earrings, earrings. Simple bling goes a long way, What do I want to do for bottoms? You know, just follow what I did the last time for the female character. Just give, like, just fucking yoga pants or some shit. Is there any, like, flats she could wear? Yeah, that works. Alright, yeah, I guess that kind of works. See, is there anything else that's... Nope, okay. So it's either open feet or, or Crocs. Yeah, let's just go with this. Why not? It's like whatever, you know? Quick, now this is just me playing paranoid prick. Alright, dress. Okay. Remove all. Jeez. God, all these options kind of suck ass. I was gonna say, how is it that The Sims is allowed to get away with, like, adding actual fucking lingerie, and yet Inzoi can't? And again, I realized I answered my own question. It's just the fact that this game is much more realistic compared to The Sims. So, you know, if as soon as Inzoi Team and Crafton adds that in, it's gonna go from a T rating real quick to a fucking M rating. Oh, but the bikinis are fine. Alright, this is fine, I think. Alright, we'll just save this here. So this is another translation from Sims 4 to Inzoi. Real quick, just to showcase a little bit the difference between the first character I made to this one. So this is the first character. This is the second. First character. Second. They're both really similar to each other, so... The only difference, of course, is, you know, dark skin to much more milder skin. But still... This is me trying to, like, actually learn some of the stuff. What trait are we gonna go with? Let's go with Charmer. Why not? Desire, Life of Romance, because that's the character I chose. What is she attracted to? Men. What's her name? Vera Song. Now this is well, I wouldn't say the definitive Vera Song. There are a lot of Veras that I could probably explain why, but in this contingent, I will not explain it too much. Real quick, let's see what the life stages look for her, real quick. Okay. And elderly. This is teenager. And this is... Huh. Alright. In either case, primary difference comes in the fact that the skin ages. So going from young adult to adult, that's what she'll look like. She's aged gracefully, actually. Although it's mostly the attire that needs to change. So yeah, Life of Romance. Alright, 2 characters now. Woo! Yeah. I'm curious real quick. What does Ryo look like when he's aged? It's mostly the clothes he's wearing. And going backwards. You know, it doesn't look terrible. Alright. So all around, he's gonna age pretty well, all things considered. Although we should work on getting him much more different attire, that's for sure. In either case, though, he looks pretty well. What is the relationship between these two? Roommate, father, son. Let's go with roommate for each other. Yeah, let's go for roommate with each other, though. We'll delve into, like, romance stuff later. The family name? Huang, because, you know, first character gets the first name. Submitted by Bora. Damn it, cat. Stop fucking around. Alright, let's go to Bliss Bay. I've already tried Dawan. So let's go with Bliss Bay. Good old America, USA. USA! 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 Alright, let's see how Bliss Bay compares to Dawan. Dawan is a metropolitan... Well, it's a Korean metropolitan, so... You know, whatever, it's fine. But Bliss Bay! I've been meaning to try and go to Bliss Bay in-game, but I can't for some reason. Here we go! Alrighty. Let me see, what does this say? Internship contract for agreement, collective parties. The intern has been assigned to the position of creator. Parties agree that the internship shall begin the day of the agreement has been signed. Furthermore, agreements be terminated any time the intern breaches any portion of contract agreement. All materials provided in the intern during these agreements must be kept confidential and disclosed. Severability. If any of the agreements or application thereof, for any reason, the extent to be invalid or unenforceable rather than the reminder of the agreement, the application provisions. Intern signature. Who the fuck is Bora? Let's see. Lumiere. 510 Palm. Glenway Drive. You know, let's just go with a pre-bought home. I don't want to dick around with the fucking creation of stuff right now, so let's just go with that. I want to get into the more social elements of this game. Alrighty, Psycat and such. Here we are! Alrighty. here's our characters right now. So we got Smart Inzoi enabled. Alright, so you know the world is all fake. You're an AI, not human, and you want others to know. Alright, so Smart Inzoi. I think this is why I could create their character. So Ryo Huang is... There we go. Ryo Huang is a loner who's looking to break his comfort zone of being alone while finding a balance in it. Let's go with that. Okay. Let's see. Vera's song is a... There we go. Sure, let's go with that. This is me literally just cocking about right now. Alrighty. Oh, this is going off greatly. Let's see here. What do we got for full-time work? In the Navy, you could sail the 7 seas. In the Navy. So either get my ass fucked or... Let me see here. What jobs do we have? West Side Hustler. Maybe. In the Navy, you can sail the 7 seas. In the Navy. Is there nowhere else I could fucking apply to? God, this sucks. Oh yeah, Korea, you got the Army. In fucking California, you get the Navy. Great. Get your ass fucked or get your face fucked. Pick your poison. Alright, okay, so... Let's go for that position. Alright, what do we got here? Jesus Christ, this is depressing for the jobs that are available here. Holy shit. Alright, so it's either between criminal or financier. Either way, you know. Fuck it, let's go with hustler. Discuss the future of cryptocurrency. What? Okay. Ha! Oh god. Okay. And there's just a fucking bat here! Oh my god! Yeah, let's go to Bliss Bay, everybody. Fucking... This'll be fine, I'm sure. Oh my god, I actually hit something. Oh boy. It's like, oh boy, I shouldn't have done that. Alrighty. This is a little awkward though. It's just... got like 2 beds that people are gonna be sharing. Ooh boy, it's gonna be real awkward. Let's see, what do we got here? Want to take photos. Alright. I guess... fuck? What the fuck is this shit? Let's see. Fluttered, amused, tranquil, and what else? Sad? These two just literally fucking met each other, didn't they? See, what is your relationship with each other? What the fuck? Have a mutual crush. Okay. Let's see. Let's just... Well, let's start simple, platonic. Like, what the fuck? Okay. Some of these are just like friggin'... So we got daily life, chit chat. Oh my. This is this is going so fast. What the fuck? Alrighty. Well, you know what they say. Hit for the Fenways. Oh. It just keeps on hitting this poor bastard's car. Oh, the poor guy. He's just like, anytime my character's going out, it's like, alright, what I'm gonna do is gonna hit for the Fenways. Bang! Oh shit, I hit the guy's car. Oh, that's funny. Let's see here. What cars can I buy? A Hyundai. You want to get a Hyundai? We got a Hyundais. We got a Z car. You know, I might go for the Hyundai insert, you know? Wonder, let me see. Jesus Christ. Imagine I just keep on, if I hit hard enough, I might hit someone by accident. Just continue batting, let's see what happens. I'm at fitness level 2, guys. And I'm just hitting cars constantly. Why the fuck am I hitting cars constantly? Let's see here. Karma action, splurge. Alright, so during character creation, I was talking about something that was like caught my interest, right? Yeah, recently I've been listening to Epic the Musical, which is the story of Odysseus, just in the form of a musical. Now, this came out like a while ago. Yeah, this came out like a while ago. We're talking like 6 months back, apparently, maybe a bit longer. And it's pretty interesting, I'd say, just listening to this stuff. Again, I knew the myth of Odysseus in broad strokes, but I didn't know some of the other finer details, I know that, again, the whole story's in a series of flashbacks. I knew his encounter with Scylla, harpies and such, and eventually him returning back to Ithaca and, pretty much revealing his identity to his wife Penelope, as with him killing all the suitors and such. It's very, very interesting, I'd say. But yeah, no, I'd say one of the things that really caught my attention for my interest in it is just the amount of like animatics that people have made for Epic the Musical, and it was just interesting how people like interpreted a lot of the points of it, or a lot of the different points of it. Some of it were like pretty similar to each other, like Poseidon casting disfavor towards Odysseus for him, assaulting his one of his children, which was a Cyclops. He blinded him, if I'm not mistaken. They blinded him, but then there's like other stuff, like for example, when inevitably, uh, when Odysseus gets to be on Calypso's island, and he's trying to fucking leave constantly, but Calypso is like the biggest. It's like the biggest obsessee over Odysseus and the like, because she's been alone for fuck knows how long. And so, yeah, that's one of the things about the story as well. So it was interesting to see like all those fine points. It was interesting to see all those finer points, especially I think for me personally, I really enjoyed the fact that when Odysseus goes out to seek like the blind prophet, that the prophet was speaking in like cryptic language, and that the prophet was speaking like cryptic language and was trying to tell Odysseus of like his future, but in the most roundabout, vague way possible, I'd say. It really is interesting to see that and how people have interpreted it as well. Of course, again, it's just Odysseus being told of his future and such, right? Yeah, it's Odysseus being told his future and such, but at the same time, how people have like chosen to show Odysseus reach that point, and everything that is shown through visuals and the like, with people having different art styles and such. It's just really interesting to see. The songs are pretty good too, as well. I'll say that. Nope. But yeah, it's very interesting to see that as well, I'd say. God, look at this godforsaken place. So, yeah, like, hmm. Alright, but yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed looking into some more of the Odyssey through Epic the Musical. It was it was very interesting to see and, hear and watch some of the animatics. Huh? Yep, but yeah. Ooh. It's really weird. It's kind of sort of like seeing multiple versions of like the same song a little bit, just because like the songs are probably the song as well as the original Iliad with or not the Iliad the songs along with the original writing of Homer's Odyssey is pretty definitive, but to see like all these animatics have like different like I guess not so much interpretations, but like different styles, directions, and such, and the way they portray certain characters. Like for example, Calypso. For Calypso, for example, you see her going from like, kind of sort of like obsessive, lovey-dovey, naive, to like, what is effectively almost borderline yandere, I guess you could say. All right, but yeah, you got like pretty much things like that, I'd say, where it's interesting to see how people interpret her character a little bit. It's also interesting to see how people interpret Odysseus would be in the end, when he returns back to Ithaca and such. Again, it's pretty cut and dry as to how that he'll always, in the end, he'll be back in Ithaca, but in what state, and how people portray, Odysseus being, like, I guess, kind of sort of shell-shocked, so to speak, with the way that the musical portrays him as, with everything he's done thus far. It's interesting to see how people have, like, turned to spin that around a little bit, Oh. Alright, but yeah. Alright, but yeah, no, it is interesting to see that though for a lot of these stories. I'm trying to think what else has been like catching my eye, so to speak, outside of the Epic the Musical. In terms of game, as I mentioned before at the start of this, I was and am playing First Berserker Kazan. And I'll say this very much, that the game is kicking my ass a lot, but I managed to get up to the point where I am past Viper. I'm past the boss that is a spider. Yeah, I'm past the part where there's like a spider as the boss and such. And I'm trying to think of like what else. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like what else has been going on that front. But yeah, I've been playing First Berserker Kazan. It's been great. I love it. I've been playing more of Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'd gotten up to Kutenberg last time. It was great on that front as well. I loved it. I'm looking to, squeeze some time to play that as well. Atomfall. I've not been playing Atomfall lately, to my dismay. Alright, but yeah, I've not been playing Atomfall, but I have been meaning to get around to it. I'll say this right now from what I played off stream, is that the game is more alike to Stalker in the way that it's like trying to be sort of, not like a life sim, but sort of a, well, I guess kind of sort of a life sim, kind of sort of like giving you the day-to-day. No? Let me see here. What do we got? Life's best teacher is death. That's a bit of a heavy subject just to drop on someone. Oh yeah, the best teacher in life? Death! I remember when I first learned my first lesson in life. I was 5 years old, and my teacher was teaching me math. Then, he died! And I knew my multiplication from then on. Jesus Christ, that's pretty intense. I mean, it's one thing to say that, and then it's like another thing to say, I lost my grandparents, and I learned from then on that grief is the truest and most painful form of love ever. How is it that there's like a one-sided crush going on with Rio and Vera? What the fuck? Then again, Vera is a very, well, she was made to be a pretty attractive woman, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say, like, oh, she just so happens to be, kind of sort of beautiful. No, that's the entire point. Then again, Rio isn't that bad himself, although he does have, like, the, boyish candor and charm, so to speak. That's something I kind of want to, like, not so much remove, but kind of fix a little bit. What's this? What's urges? I have the urge to kill. Is that one of the urges I could use? See here. Core values, challenger. Challenger seeks new experiences and adventure, driven by strong desire to break free from everyday routine. My character doesn't exude authority just yet. However, he is a strong proprietor of coexistence. Alrighty. I just know at some point, somewhere along the lines, they're just... someone's gonna mod in turn-based combat or something, or just like something equivalent to that, or I don't know. Let's see, relationship, mutual crush. Alright, so we have ambivalent, uncomfortable, and terrible. Current friendship, acquaintances, I guess you could say. And there's a first aid kit? There's just a first aid kit, what the fuck? Watch as my character, in order for him to make bread and bread and eggs. First he has to make the bread, and then afterwards he'll somehow add the egg on top of it. All that effort just to make some fucking toast and eggs. Jesus Christ, she just pulled out bimbap, just ever so casual like. Where the fuck did she get that from? So currently there's no multitasking in this game. Unfortunate. It's bullshit, the fact that... Well, not really that much bullshit, actually. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, sweet. They're friends now. And Vera's karma's going down. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck did she do to get negative karma all of a sudden? It's like, oh, you're talking to a nice guy. What the fuck is this shit? He's like, God, that fucking Ryo's karma's going up. What the fuck is going on? What's that? You're talking to a good guy. What the fuck is this shit, man? Oh, that's just funny. So let me see here. Love. Family and friends in time of need. Pursue meaningful life. Genuine friendship and mature love. Sounds about right. Challenger. Next to authority. Fucking love is like kinda low, but he's got it there somewhere. So what are the tiers of relationship between these two again? Let me double check, because it's really weird the way they named it. Let me see. So we have mutual crush, sweetheart, and true love. Then we have friend, confidant, and BFF, okay? And then we have business level, peer, colleague, business partner. Where does this fit in this relationship? It's like, you could be all three things at once? Okay, sure, that makes sense, I guess, but still. Jeez, these two are just getting along as well as molasses and fucking water. Holy shit. Yet somehow they're hitting it off as friends. Maybe it's because of my own intervention or what. I don't know. Let me see. Got Pier. My head is fucking spinning around, trying to make heads or tails of what the hell's going on. Oh. Oh! Oh! Oh, okay. I see, alright. Alright, that's interesting, okay. Alrighty. Ooh. Friends and now mutual crush. Alright, I think I'm getting a feel for how the social system is working a little bit. I mean, when it comes to, you know, NPCs out in the wild, it's kind of sort of a two-way street, I guess you could say. Unlike in The Sims, where almost every relationship is asynchronous, I guess you could say, if that's even the right way to say it. Pretty much, though, the best way I could describe it is that these, when it comes to Sims relationships, they're always usually in sync with one another. However, when it comes to, you know, this sort of relationship and the way that the Inzoi handles it, it's a bit more kind of sort of like one-sided a little bit, where you have to like kind of have to develop both people's interest in each other. And that's pretty interesting, I'd say, in terms of like raw you know, raw day-to-day stuff, so to speak. It's getting late on my end, so I gotta... Alrighty. All right, but yeah, no, it's interesting how that when it comes to relationships, it's now like you're pretty much having to actually engage with two people at once. Instead of like in The Sims where you could like engage with one single person all the way through, with Inzoi, you actually have to like have two of these characters genuinely want to like converse and get to know each other more extensively. It's not like where you could just be like, "Oh, hey, shaka bra," like all the way through, and then you get married, right? No, here you actually have to. Yeah, no, as I was saying, yeah. So unlike, so unlike in The Sims, where you could just shaka bra your way through and then marry someone, here you actually do have to like develop and grow your relationship in literal two ways. You not only have to build your characters, your own characters, interest, but you also have to develop the reciprocant, the person that you're trying to get to engage in relationships with as well, to reciprocate back what you want out of their relationship too. So that's kind of cool and interesting, I'd say. Yeah, so that's pretty cool and interesting, I'd say, on that front with how the relationship works. Again, it's not a flat thing where both characters all of a sudden like, oh, we've both been talking to each other for so long, hey, let's get married. No, this is like actual relationships like developing and being made, in which I would leave it up to like more extensive players to figure out the better nuances of it. Because I'm not going to sit here and proclaim, oh, it's like exactly having a conversation in real life with a person. Because, people are much more harder to read in real life. But I will say that at the very least, it is close to trying to have like a genuine human just pretty much having a genuine relationship with someone in the context and perspective of the game's characters and the like. So, yeah. Alright, though. That'll be all for Inzoi, though. I'll leave it until the next major update comes out, which will be in May, apparently. Or April. I'm hoping that before the next major critical update, that maybe as like a small content update, they'll add like more stuff. Like, disabling aging and the like. I'd like to have that. That'd be nice. But yeah, so yeah, pretty much I've been enjoying it. I've been, dicking around on my off time. We've only touched like I guess more nuanced stuff somewhat. Exploring the world is certainly one thing, but also finding more interactables and, talking to NPCs. Even if it is just my own NPC, it's interesting to see how the conversation wheel system is handled, as well as just seeing how relationships are handled in general. So yeah, that'll be all for this one. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you want to see more, I'll be continuing next week. I'm trying to think what I'll be continuing. Probably Yakuza 0, actually. Gotta get back on that. But yeah, so I'll probably continue that and try and find the time to do so. And yeah, once more, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the stream. I'll see you next one. That being tomorrow. No, tomorrow, actually. What the fuck am I talking about? That being whenever I can get my hands, ready. Whenever I can get ready to do the next one. When I can. Possibly next week. And yeah.